he's going to be able to spot out Buster. Unless Buster is the one to jump on and say the van. And yeah, there's definitely a possibility here for NBK. But in all fairness, Buster right now, definitely hoping to see at least one terrorist player coming his way. But we don't get to see any backup. He's stone cold. He's continuing to hold this angle here. At the very least, Buster should be good for 1 kill, but even if he gets the 1 kill, I mean, that's still going to be a very hard retake here for the Avangar players. But overall, it doesn't look like Vitality want to really commit to this B-bomb side. As in fact, Vitality seem to be going back towards the A side. This is where Happy is stationed at. NBK now slowly but surely making his way to the bomb side, but of course that will net Buster a kill. And with 20 seconds remaining, this is actually some great nade usage here from the Avangar players. They throw down the wrap smoke, they have to push on through. This is where Kristen gets 2, and this is where Avangar get the 3rd round in on the CT side. Actually not bad. That was a very good setup there from the Avangar players. The patience from their part actually paid out dividend. We saw them only having 1 player there on the B bomb side. He didn't move an inch, nor did the Avangar players. They were just continuously holding on to the A bomb side. And at the 20-second mark, we also saw one huge smoke grenade being deployed there on the ramp side. That obviously makes things very difficult for the Vitality players. If they want Now Happy's definitely making a lot of noise here. Oh, Fitch definitely spots out the player there. Actually almost kills Happy in that position. The nade though could actually be the finisher here, but no, it doesn't land here. And right now Fitch, yes, is gonna go down here to the AK-47 of NBK. That's going to be the 6th round here for Vitality, and obviously the good thing here for Avangar. Man, this game has been taking quite a while, and I'm now beginning to struggle to actually spell the names of the teams itself. Help, please. Don't worry, folks. We will be able to get through this best of 3 one way or the other. And for now, the Avangar players actually end up making the purchase here. They have the rifles here to work with. Fitch right now playing right behind the smoke grenade. He could be seeing a lot of players coming his way, but I don't think Vitality are going to be pushing through the smoke. That would be unwise, to say the least. Right now, we do have Garlic and BK in connector, and it doesn't look like he has been spotted out. But definitely there's some attention being crawled in. Parisian does end up winning the fight against NBK, and most importantly, the Vitality members going to continue on with their pushers. Bombs at Happy. Good kill here on Kristen. This will make things a lot harder for the Avangar side to continue on with the push here, but there's Jame with the no-scope. Right now it's all up to Jame to try to get this clutch in. He knows that there's 1 player out in the middle of open. Good shot from Jame. He sees the positioning here of the 2nd guy, and those flicks here from Jame. He's gonna be able to win the round here for Avangar. And of course, an unsuspecting victor here for the CTs. I mean, how is Jame able to pull it off? Okay, the first guy, boom, now that ends the no-scope. But then the 2nd and 3rd guy, this is just... Okay, the replay, let's just see it. Right, like, that is so fast from Jame. And Apex tries to position himself in a better spot, but, oh, like, look at how fast Jame is. Like, there we go, this is the Jame we're used to be seeing. 12 kills for the man. As he even actually... yeah, performs even a bit better than even Zivu, who in fact is kind of struggling here, you could say. I mean, I know it's hard to believe, but 5 rounds for Zivu in the first half, where we've already seen 10 rounds being played, that's not good enough. It's ridiculous how we were actually just hoping for Zivu to have like 20-ish frags by this point. But, of course, it does also have his teammates that are able to have a pretty good game, I'd say, so far. You know, Apex with 9 kills. NBK is able to find some success here in the first half. NBK hoping to spot out Christian there, but even though he does end up backing away, Steve is going to be the one holding the line. But as we can see, the Avangar players, interestingly enough, not even going for a jump spot to make sure if there aren't any players stationed in the apartments. Oh, there you go. Now Christian is making them. And they're actually very precise. It's going to be very hard for NBK to be landing that shot. And I think Christian even spots him out. So there's really no more need for him to continuously peek there. It does look like the Vitality players are going to be taking over some mid control here. That's actually the bomb being dropped. No worries. Vitality will be able to recover it, but this is some good stuff here from Avangar. You know, to get the initial kill here. Again, it's actually Chain with that sniper rifle of his. Is definitely showing up here in this third map of the best of 3. Right now, Vitality have to make a choice here. Where on earth are they want to continue on pushing forward? It looks like it might just be the B bomb site. But we can see that Avangar have made the rotation here. They have 3 players here to stop the Vitality push, and so far so good here for Buster. There's of course going to be a lot more Vitality players making their way here on the bomb site. So far, it's not looking too good here for Vitality. They're dropping like flies here. And Happy, right now is the last man standing here in the apartments. He does end up getting that fight, but he can't get any more than that. That's going to be 5 rounds here for Avangar. And take a look at the money here for Vitality real quick. And yeah, on the right side, you get to see that this is bad for Vitality. This is pretty bad here for the Frenchmen. I mean, for them, it's just an eco. I'd say one simple eco, and they're going to be back on track with the investment. But of course, this is again an opportunity where the Avangar players are going to be able to even up the scoreline here, which in itself isn't too bad. Simple push here towards ramp. Haven't seen too much of this here from the Vitality squad so far. They actually take down one of these players. Quicker actually very close to going down himself. And as far as ecos are concerned, this is pretty good here for Vitality. You only had, what, the clocks coming into this one? I think maybe a couple guys with the P250s, and that's about it. And I mean, it being a simple push as that to get 2 kills, that's not too bad for Vitality. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. The nade, or shall I say the smoke grenade, actually ends up blocking James from continuously making the jump towards short. So, no early pick here for James at least. Smoke grenade does its part. It does look like Vitality might be taking this one very fast. As we can see, Apex already made his way here towards the jungle area. But Quicker is able to find out of his positioning. It looks like, yeah, the Vitality just continuing on with their push, and these are still some good trades here for the Vitality members, but overall, Avangar should be able to close this one down as RPK. Oh, actually, no, that NBK here left in the connector area. Now he's made his way towards stairs, but as we can see, the bomb isn't even in his possession. He definitely realized that there still has to be one player towards CT spawn, but he has no idea about the James positioning. And I'd say James is in a pretty good spot. Holding off that angle with the 8 OP. Not necessarily going to be able to spot an NBK just yet, but NBK has definitely a possibility to actually head on over back towards the B bomb, so that's very much a key possibility, and that is why Christian has made his way back on this B side. Of course, NBK gonna try to cross it over to the bomb side. James doesn't land the flick there, and I think, yes, this will prompt... Actually, no, it's not going to be a full-on stick here. from NBK, but at this point, yes, as the bomb does go down, you obviously know his positioning in this position. Yep, positioning in the position. You get to see NBK going down to the AWP here of Jay. That's going to be another round here for Avangar, and I mean, slowly but surely, we might just be able to see a pretty good half here for the CTs. With them now acquiring 7 rounds isn't too bad overall. They can be quite happy about their results. But there's still 2 more rounds to be played in this first half, so you could actually even see even a little bit better scoreline for the Avangar players as... Oh no, this shouldn't be an eco for Vitality. It should be making the investment here. Okay, that's interesting. They actually did decide to go for a partial buy here, Vitality. They could keep around $2,000 in their pockets and just go for this investment in the pistols and the Mac 10s here for both NBK and Zebu. Right now, Crizin is going to be seeing a lot of players coming his way. And with that utility now being deployed, of course, it's going to be Crizin lining up. There's 2 kills for him, which in itself, he has done his job. Now, he definitely could use his teammates to back him up. And so far, so good here for Avangar. They're able to stop this push here from Vitality. That's a pretty successful hold from their part. There's 8 rounds for the Avangar CT side. And yeah, I mean, 8 rounds, that's pretty good. I think... If I recall correctly, on Dust 2, they ended up winning 6 rounds on the CT side. On Inferno, they ended up winning 7. And here on the CT side of Mirage, they suddenly have 8. So there seems to be some progression here for the Avangar roster. Little by little, they're acquiring even more rounds on the CT side. Alright, this time around, James is able to nail the jump here. Of course, the smoke grenade puts him in a very awkward position where he can't really continue on peeking forward because the smoke grenade is way too deep. And if he ends up trying to go for the peek, he might just be able to land the first kill, but then, because the other Frenchmen are coming in, he could get very easily sprayed down, and getting right behind the corner towards short would be very difficult. So with that quick wit of Jabe, he ends up playing it a bit more passively here, as he seems to be, yes, upping right now on the B side, towards the B apartments. So this is already a pretty good opportunity to actually leave the bomb site here in the hands of Jane, but you get to see that Crizin is rotating away. And it kind of looks like Vitality might just contest here towards that A part of the map, at least try to show off some presence. With them now popping out a connector, they can actually get something done here. And of course, Happy now winning the fight against Crizin, and there's of course players that are all over the map here. You get to see that the Vitality members are already on the A bomb site. Buster right now, last man standing here on this A side as he goes down. This is a great opportunity here for Vitality to actually plant the bomb here. And James? Nah, he's not going to be able... Oh, he actually ends up seeing the player there, so that's the bomb being dropped. But of course, it will be recovered, and Apex will definitely continue on with the bomb plant.
Bomb has been planted.
Looks like James has spotted out RPK here. Trying to bait him out, but not going to be too successful. That will be 7 rounds here for Vitality. Again, a pretty even scoreline for both teams, but I'd say it's obviously a bit better here for the Avangar side that have actually won 8 rounds on the C side. Because what we saw from their T side is actually some good stuff on both maps, on Dust 2 as well as Inferno, that they're definitely a team that's capable of playing together, that definitely have some of those teamwork elements, and they're able to go up against a team like Vitality. So then like having 8 rounds here on the CG side, I just wonder what they actually show us here on the T side right now. And of course, this now should be the last half, or the second half will be the last half here for the day. As this is going to be the half where we finally find out who's going to come out on top in this best of 3. It could still very much be the victory here for Avangar. Actually, it could be Vitality bouncing back here on the CD side. It's going to be very interesting to see whether that's going to be the case. Ah, there we go. Vitality right now going to be respecting their opponents, it seems like, as they do opt to go for the defuse kit as well as the smoke grenade there for Happy. And yeah, Happy's going to be holding there towards ticket booth. It's a pretty good position, I mean. Once Happy ends up seeing a lot of players coming this way, he should be able to back away here, but You do get to see some good trades here, and NBK not able to back away. He could use some backup, but there's really no one there. He has to try and take these fights to the Avangar players, and so far, so good here for Avangar. They're able to pull it back to a 3-on-2, and Happy, I'm not sure why he's committing with only 7 points of health. He probably should have stayed back there, tried to save, or at least wait for his teammates to come in, because right now he leaves lonesome RPK in this 1-on-3. Looks like he makes the jump here towards the window. Good shot there from RPK. Is able to swirl back here towards the connector area. But of course, I mean, if you're RPK in this position, you have to check so many angles at this point, and that is going to be very difficult here. As right now, the bomb's actually planned for default, so there's really nothing. Wait, is it that? Yeah, that's actually quicker than actually. That's a nice tap there from RPK. And he does end up picking up the defuse kit, so he might just be able to pull this one off if he finds the kill quick enough onto Buster. But of course, the timer is taken ever so lower, and that will be the 9th round here for Avangar. This round has been picked up here, and again, they have a pretty good opportunity to extend their lead. Of course, Vitality will respond with a force buy. They're not going to be giving up that easily here. Which I think so far in this Mirage matchup, I don't think we've actually seen a team win a round with pistols. At least that's what I remember. So far it's been primarily standard stuff. Maybe a force spot that has been won up by one of the teams, but I can't really remember because there has been so many rounds that teams ended up winning where they were not supposed to even contest with. Right now we do have Apex and Zewu just, firing up shots with those scouts. Jane right now makes his way towards jungle. That's a pretty good pickup with the MAC-10. There's still going to be a lot more work here for the Avangar players, but so far so good here. It looks like Avangar is going to take down Happy here, which Buster surely does. This is pretty much the round here for Avangar. Don't really see how they end up losing this towards Apex and his scout. And apparently they won't. That's going to be a pretty good round here for Avangar, because not only do they end up winning it, they also end up taking out every single weapon here from the Vitality arsenal. So this does mean that it will be a full-on eco here for the Frenchmen, which again is a pretty good opportunity for Avangar to actually extend their lead. Right now, Vitality actually putting a bit more emphasis here towards the middle, as we can see. They're trying to push towards Jame, but you can see that Jame is already backing away. There's a here connector. Does find a kill here on Apex, and we do get to see, I think, a pretty easy round here for the Avangar players, as right now the MAC-10s are able to chime in, get every single kill so far, and that's going to be some extra money here in the pockets of Avangar players, which obviously isn't too bad. I'd even say that if you're Avangar, why not actually even stick with the MAC-10s? Worst case scenario, if you end up losing the round, then you still have a decent amount of money to actually reinvest. But the way things are going, yeah, they're just going to play this one safe. They end up purchasing the 2 extra rifles. But it looks like James is going to continue on playing with the MAC-10, interestingly enough. Which right now, throwing down the smoke grenade towards window. So even though they have used a lot of utility towards that mid part of the map, it doesn't look like Avangar will be committing there. This is weird. Zewu looking towards connector as well as NBK. Now we might just be seeing a push here from the Avangar players on this A-bomb site. But I do believe before they actually commit to the bomb site, they might want to hope for James to actually accomplish something here in the middle, other than making a lot of noise, which he is definitely making here a lot of noise. And I can't really say that even though he's deploying all that utility in the mid part of the map, it doesn't seem to be that the Vitality players even care about this one. Look, the only guy here that's even closely remote towards middle is in fact Apex. That M4 of his. RPK. Jump spotting. Hoping to spot out at least a couple of those players coming his way, and once he ends up spotting him out, he throws down the Molotov. There's of course 40 seconds remaining. It looks like they're just going to commit to the bomb site push. RPK does have Happy to back him up. His help may not be too necessary, as in fact, okay. It's still going to be the Avangar players finding the kills here. Apex spraying wildly with that M4 of his. That's not going to net him a single kill, and this does mean that Vitality, they end up giving away the bomb site. And well, something tells me that Zevo and NBK already have a plan at this round. And that is to actually try and save the guns here. Zevo, unlucky timing, but it looks like he will be able to get out of here unscathed. As right now, the two Vitality players, if they're going to be able to save their weapons here, that's actually pretty good. You know, if they're going to save the weapons here, they will have the possibility to have more firepower in the upcoming round, because that is where Vitality just have to go again for another eco, it seems like. I think this round, well, this round or the upcoming run, is probably going to be the one where we should be able to see one of the Vitality coaches actually taking the pause at this point. This would make a lot of sense if you're Vitality. Because if you're going to end up losing this best of 3 towards Avangar, that's going to be quite shameful, I'd say. Especially what a drawn-out best of 3 it is. Sure, I completely understand the Vitality players losing a map like this too. Inferno, that was way too close for comfort, I'd say. And here on Mirage, I mean, so far it's looking pretty good here for Avangar. Actually, I did make a bit of a miscalculation. The Vitality players still had a decent amount of money to actually reinvest in this round, because of the 2 weapons being saved. I must admit though, I was never really strong at math. Math was never really a strong suit. Especially this being late into the night, so sorry about that, folks. Right now, it looks like the Avangar player is going to be playing quite passively here. They're not really committing to one of the bomb sites just yet. In fact, they're not even doing too much of anything. We saw Buster there towards the apartments, but now he's backed away, changed up positions with his teammate. He's now going to be looking towards top mid. I guess if the Avangar player is going to be successful at the 8 bombs they take, then we will be able to see a certain Buster actually making his way towards connector and actually getting the flank in. But for now, some last bits of pieces of the Vitality utilities now being used here on the A bomb site. It looks like this is going to be the time where the Avangar are going to set up with the smoke grenades. They're going to commit here to the bomb site. Right now with 30 seconds remaining, it's still a decent amount of time for actually to penetrate the A site defensive. That's where the Avangar players now still actually even haven't made their way out of ramp. This is where they have to make their move here. So far so good here from Vitality. They will do a pretty good haul right now, and BK finds one more kill. And this is looking pretty good right now for Vitality. There's quicker time to get the kill, but as we can see, it's pretty much over here for the Avangar roster. James has got barely any time to work with. It looks like he might just be able to save that 8 LP of his, which in itself isn't too bad. Now, he saves the 8 LP here. It seems still got loads of money to invest. So that's actually a pretty good thing here for Avangar. And of course, a pause being taken. I'd say at this point, I mean, either team can definitely be using a pause at this point. They're not really sure which team has decided to go for it. No, it's in fact Avangar. Oh man, would you look at that? Zevo is the lowest fragged player amidst the French roster as well as for Avangar. I mean, he's definitely out of juice here. He had a pretty good, yeah, I'd still say he had a pretty good map there on Dust 2, even though his team ended up winning. I think Zevo might have gotten 20-ish kills, even more than that. The second map, he still did a pretty decent job. Here in the third one, he's non-existent pretty much. You know, he's pretty much out of this one, but I mean, for how long can you expect one individual to be carrying your entire roster? I mean, even he has to run out some of that juice. No real commitment here from the Avangar players, even though we do get to see a couple here towards the B apartments, a couple towards top mid. It seems like they're just hoping to see a Vitality player just playing aggressively here, but that's really not the case. Again, it's just a pretty solid hold here from their part. And they even have a lot of emphasis. This B bombs that even have 3 players here, of which one of them I think is also Zivu now. Yeah, Zivu's stationed there in the kitchen. Right about now at the 40-second mark. It does look like they might just want to try to make their way towards the A side, it seems like. Of course, that smoke grenade blocking off their vision. They don't really want to be going in blindly for a smoke grenade like that. They want to try to wait for it to fade and then continue on with the play. And right now, I think being 20 seconds, actually Quicker just made his way in jungle. This is a very good possibility right now for the Avangar players to continue on with the push. So far, so good here for Avangar. But would you look at his NBK, he's able to find 3 kills, almost the 4th one. The man simply runs out of bullets, and he actually already stops the offensive here from Avangar. There's going to be 4 kills for NBK and Vitality. They pretty much win that round thanks to NBK and his solid hold there in the A bomb site. That's going to be the 9th round here for Vitality, and you should look at that. 3 more rounds to go, and they're pretty much going to be able to make this one work. NBK now, like, I mean, this is some solid stuff from him. Actually would have been able to kill the 4th guy a bit quicker if he only would not have ran out of bullets. But I mean, with him being the only guy on the A bomb side, like, he did his job. He definitely did his part. It seems to be James spotting out the player there, but simply not quick enough to land that flick. Oh, there we go. This seems to be the Vitality we more or less seem to be seeing. Apex right now playing a bit more aggressively here towards the top 8. This could net him 1 kill, which he does get it on the Crimson. So this is now the perfect opportunity here for Apex. Just simply back away. You get the first kill, you simply back away, and you have a pretty good 5-4 scenario. If you're going to be able to have pretty good trades here, once the terrorists end up making their way into the bomb site, you should be able to win this one. Should, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they will. Right now, the Avangar players have positioned themselves towards middle. They don't have the most amount of utility to actually cross here the bomb site, but it's definitely still a possibility if they actually smoke off the window choke point as well as connector, or if that also works as well by throwing down the smoke on short. And there we go. There's Zivu finding the kill. Now the Avangar players is going to try to commit here to the side, but you can see it's simply not working out for them. Buster alongside James now left in a pretty difficult predicament. I wouldn't be too surprised if they actually try to save their guns here, as James is definitely doing that. He moves on his way towards the A palace. And Buster, he still finds a kill on RPK, but let's admit it, 10 seconds on the clock is very little time for Avangar to work with. And James' main goal is again to try and save that AWP of his, and again, if it's going to be saved, I think we will see an investment here from Avangar.
Counter-terrorist win.
Oh, can James actually survive this one? Apparently he can. So now you have a couple players that can definitely make the investment. James can drop one of his teammates an AK-47. And I think on the back of it, yeah, the Avangar players just going to continue on with this force buy of theirs. As now the force buy is going to be taking place, we have Fitch on the Deagle. Nothing more? Nothing more, it seems like. There's, of course, James trying to find an early opening here. He wasn't able to succeed, especially with that Molotov being thrown out. I'm not really sure why RPK is continuously jump spotting there, especially because he already spotted out the players to be in those positions. There's a very high possibility they're just holding off the angle, hoping for RPK to make a misstep and actually jump a bit too high and get that kill. Right now, this is still looking some pretty good trades here towards middle for the Avangar side. 4-4, not too bad. Buster right now, he must be able to get something done here. He does find one of these kills here on NBK, but obviously he doesn't have a bomb alongside him. He ends up going down here to Apex, who ends up surviving it with only 1 point of health. Now Crimson with the AWP in his possession. I think he's still going to try to give it a shot at this retake. He does see, yep, that's an easy kill on Apex. Of course, he now ends up revealing his position, but actually ends up spotting out, I think, Happy, is it? Yeah, he ends up spotting Happy there. It looks like the two CTs are actually going to end up splitting up here, which I'm not really sure if that's the correct choice. Of course, Happy will have a pretty good flank here, and Crizin may not be anticipating the player to be there, but we do get to see that Crizin is actually pushing towards CT. So if he ends up winning the fight here against RPK, it becomes very doable for him to win this one. Crizin right now, holding the angle, seeing the shadows, should have been able to get that kill on RPK, but RPK playing this one very safe, and in fact, it's going to be the round here for the Vitality players, as RPK able to get the aim punch on Crizin. And that's going to be the round here for Vitality. 11 rounds here for the CTs. And right about now, between the two teams, there's only 1 round difference. And I think not too long ago, I think it might have been 4, if not 5 rounds between the two teams. That's a pretty interesting setup there towards the B apartments. I wondered if you could actually have the cameraman looking towards that part of the map. Because at one point it looked like maybe RPK alongside Happy might just try to go for the push there. At least that's what Happy is doing right now. You get to see Apex still fighting the kill here on Buster towards middle. There's of course Jane with the reply. There's still some good frags here for the likes of Vitality. There we go, the push actually pays off there for RPK. And right now, Avangar in a pretty difficult predicament. Apex actually not going to be able to see the player right in front of him. But of course, it's still going to be the round here for the likes of Vitality. Do get to see James in a pretty difficult spot here. Him being in a one-on-free. It does look like James might try to go for the attempt here, which I can't really blame it at this position. I'd say that for his team, probably morale is quite low. So if somehow James is able to pull off a clutch like this, I mean, that's definitely a huge possibility. But right now, I mean, 20 seconds remaining. I think that Smoker is still blocking off the vision of James, and he clearly understands that the odds are stacked against him, so he will decide to play this one safe, it looks like. With 10 seconds remaining, saving the AWP here means that... Actually, I mean, it's good and all that he ends up saving the AWP, but, I mean... What will his teammates do at this point? Will they actually go with just an eco? Or will they actually invest here? Because it's definitely possible here. The Avangar players have actually now reached maximum lose many bonus, so you get to see guys like Crizin and Fitch can make the investment, and it looks like, yeah, the entire squad will just go for it. They may not necessarily have the Kevlar alongside Helmet, but they do have somebody to work with, and that is, of course, the AK-47s being picked up. With them not having a lot of utility to work with, this would probably be one of those rounds where if you're Avangar, just try to group up and hit one of the bomb sites. Would be their best bet right now. That's definitely a possibility. But before they go for any of these bomb site hits, we do get to see the majority of the Avangar players, in fact all 4 of them, in here towards middle. James right now hoping to spot a boost there on the center blocks, but that's not really the case right now. Happy is the only guy holding off here middle from short. There's of course a couple more Vitality players here. We do have, I think that's Z with his AWP towards connector, and I think there's also Apex, and there we go. That's still going to be a first kill here for James. Right now Apex is going to try to find some good timing, which actually ends up finding here on the first and the second guy as well. Right now Apex, you've done your job. He might just be able to back away from here with his life intact, and RPK ends up winning his fight against Quicker. This round is just falling apart here from the Avangar roster. Right now RPK ends up getting the last kill, and there's 13 rounds for Vitality. And I think I might have heard some clicking in the chat, so something tells me we could be seeing a pause here, I would presume. it would make a lot of sense if you're the Avangar coach. I mean, you take the pause, you try to discuss with your teammates, like, how are we going to continue on our approach here? But it looks like it's a forced buy. I mean, the good thing about the maximum lose money bonus, $3,400 every single round, if you do wish so, you can keep on buying AK-47 alongside Kevlar. But that's the problem. That's all you can pretty much purchase. That's what Avangar have decided to do. Something tells me this could actually be a very simple case of the tilt that the Avangar players are experiencing. I mean, there at one point were a very good possibility to maybe try and close out this matchup, but for now, Vitality, you know, they have been able to claw back their way at least at 13 rounds. Share how many more rounds are they going to be able to acquire? Looks like before committing to this A bomb site, it looks like Avangar might just try to pull off a fake here on the B side. The problem is that it may not be the most convincing fake out there, as there's only Lonesome Crazy in here, and he only deploys the flashbang, which doesn't really tell too much here for the Vitality roster. Of course, right now, Zebu stationed towards Ticket Booth does end up landing the first shot, but there's, of course, a lot more players to go here on this A side, and the biggest problem for Avangar is they can't really throw down a smoke grenade or something of a similar fashion to deter the peaks there, and of course, Zebu sees the feat. He actually was able to get the shot in. I think he might have, but overall, I mean, we do get to see Krisen picking up the AK-47 alongside Fitch, but it's still not looking too good here for the Avangar players. They're going to get very easily smoked off and Molotoved out of their positions. As you get to see RPK, the man with the utility. They are taking a very careful approach here, Vitality. Waiting for the players to make the rotate in. Now the smoke being deployed, the Molotov towards the apartments. However, both of the players here in the ramp area, Avangar, there's actually very little time remaining. They have to stick the defuse here. This should work out, and it will work out here for Vitality. You get to see the defuse coming in thanks to Apex, and 14 rounds for Vitality. Well, the good thing for Avangar is, even though they're also the maximum lose money bonus, with them actually getting the bomb plant, they will now have some extra money in their pockets. So, of course, we do get to see the AK-47s come out, also some extra utility, and the AWP in the hands of James. Oh man, James has been doing so much work for this Avangar team. The man's got 27 kills, and I'm not really sure who was the second highest striking player from Avangar, but I don't think that individual even has close to the frags. Apex, though, almost kills Fitch in that position, which could have been an early start here for the Vitality roster, but it's always is very risky as a CT to be going down underpass, as you always have a good possibility of getting a kill, but more often than not, if you end up getting the kill, there's a high chance that if you're going to be making your way out of underpass back towards connector, that is where you can get very easily shut down by one of the T players who might just be in top mid. See right now, definitely sees a player in his crosshair. Does end up taking down a very big scalp. That is, of course, James with a sniper rifle. There's actually not a smoke grenade to block out the vision of Apex. So, if anything, looks like the Avangar player is now going to be committing to this B bomb site push. Now we get to see some of the Vitality players as well coming in. There's Apex from the kitchen area. It's looking pretty good here, and the bomb has been dropped outside kitchen. So they have to win some of these fights, and the Molotov actually doesn't reach Happy. Happy's in a very good position right now. He's actually not even going to reveal himself. This is so smart, Happy. He's just going to continue on, wait for more of these Avangar players to show up, and his... No! No! What was that? Quicker! Oh, man. That was, I don't know, I don't have words to describe it. Sad would be one of them. That was a good gag. I liked it. I mean, if anything, that just proves that the Avangar players are not really in the right mindset. Now Vitality, even just straight up taking these 8 fights against the Avangar players, and I can't really say they're finding too much success. Right about now, there's still some pretty good trades here between the two teams, and overall, you could say that the T's have come out on top in this one. As you do have guys like Christian here at the A bomb side. He's not even opposed here. And there you go, there's the dunk by NBK. Now Christian finally reveals his position, but it's a bit problematic that he doesn't have the bomb in his possession. Christian right now, holding off his position right behind triple box, and interesting enough, the T's, they have bomb site control. They have control of both of the bomb sides. You have Christian here on the A side and James on the B side. It's just that they don't have the bomb to plant, which makes things pretty awkward. James does end up winning the fight. He's happy, and RPK does take down Christian. So this is still a pretty doable one-on-one for either of the players. It's just that the bomb has to be picked up here by James at one point or another, and I think RPK is making his way towards the T spawn. If he's gonna go towards T spawn, he might just be able to see the bomb there. Right now, if you're RPK, oh man, this is gonna be quite a difficult round here for James. Of course, RPK is gonna be making his way towards T spawn. He ends up seeing the bomb here, and yep, he pretty much knows. He knows that at this point, James has to come to his position. And of course, RPK is able to hear the footsteps, and he will be able to get the victory here for his team. 16-12, and that seems to be about it, folks. It was a very long game, I might add. It was a very long matchup between the two teams, but finally, Vitality have clawed their way to the grand final, and now they will be facing off tomorrow against Spirit. So that's about it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. It was quite a lengthy one. I'm a bit tired myself. I'm definitely going to be hitting the hay. And that's going to be it from me. The name has been Sir Danny. Hope you enjoyed, and I do hope to see you all next time here at the StarSeries Season 7 European Qualifiers.
Place your bets at GG.Bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options.